One Zambia, One Nation. Thanks for joining us on ZANIS News. To present, my name is Juliet Mtele. Top stories in the news tonight. Tazara retirees praise government. Kawe's Mugulu Residents bemoan erratic water supply. 2 Chisamba schools receive discs. Plus, Moto Museum in need of a facelift. ZANIS News in detail. Retirees of the Tanzania-Zambia Railway Authority, TAZARA, have commended government for releasing funds to clear their pension arrears, which have been outstanding for over 15 years. Kapiri Mposhi Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo, who is also Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, met the former workers and assured them that they will soon start receiving their money, as the Ministry of Finance has already remitted the funds. Carlos Bunda has the details.
Mu 2004 mwagwandi balikirindi mu 2018 bafwa okuvuma olwine tapaba nangu chimo twaikalira maka yakwalisa.
About 100 of us are already gone because of poverty.
Lamentations from retirees and spouses of surviving former workers of the Tanzania Railway Authority, TAZARA, who have gone close to 15 years now without getting their pension benefits. But the wait is over, as government has released over 72 million kwacha to clear outstanding pension arrears for former employees of the railway company.
These funds have been remitted to ZISC. 50 million kwacha is with ZISC. I have also again confirmed on your behalf that 22 million kwacha is with NAPS. These two institutions, they've been instructed by the Minister of Finance, Honorable Stumbeko Msokotwane, to be the government agents to dismantle TAZARA arrears with immediate effect.
The former workers have commended government for finally paying them their pension benefits.
Now, it is a reasoning government. Previously, we never had a government which can release money and pay off workers.
Construction ukisafuna mu punch tom 2008 but napoka 24,000 nombe kuti ambombela finshi.
Over 900 former workers of TAZARA are owed in salary and terminal benefits arrears. Carlos Bunda, ZANIS, Kaprim.
Thank you, Carlos, for that report. Now, Vice President Mutale Nalumango says government recognizes the importance of human capital in the growth and development of the country, including women. Mrs. Nalumango said government can only achieve its development aspirations, like the 8th National Development Plan, through an active and effective human capital base. She has since tasked the Zambia Institute of Human Resource Management to look into issues affecting productivity in the country and seek ways of addressing them to improve productivity, especially among women. The Vice President was speaking in a speech read on her behalf by Permanent Secretary for Special Duties Wisdom Walia at the official opening of the Zambia Institute of Human Resource Management Women's Conference in Lusaka today. And speaking at the same event, Zambia Institute of Human Resource Management President Moffat Nyirenda said women continue to face challenges in accessing critical services, such as including digital innovations. The conference is the second to be held and has been tagged as an annual event for the Institute.
I implore you to take stock of issues affecting productivity at enterprise and national level and brainstorm ideas of enhancing performance and driving people productivity in a global economy. Mr. President, women's empowerment can have a range of positive impacts on women's lives, including improved economic opportunities, greater control over their own lives, increased political participation, and greater gender equality. By empowering women to participate fully in the economy, women can have access to better paying jobs, which can help to lift them and their families. And you know what they say, when you educate a woman, the Zambia Institute of Human Resource Management is one of the nation's strategic partners, and my government expects you to ensure that you play a critical role in the growth and development of our national economy. It's very, very important. You should not be left behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking to our theme for today, which is well aligned to the 2023 International Women's Day, allow me to make a firm position that gender equality is a right. Fulfilling this right is the best chance we have in meeting some of the most pressing challenges on our time, from economic crisis and lack of health care to climate change and violence against women. Women are not only more affected by these problems, but also they possess ideas and leadership to solve them. Indeed, gender discrimination is still holding too many women back, and this year's theme categorically singles out the importance of addressing the gender digital skills gap in order to enhance the learning and work experiences of women.
Meanwhile, the Rural Electrification Authority REA last night held its 7th edition of the Media Awards aimed at recognizing efforts made by media personnel in highlighting rural electrification in the country. Their deserving journalists were awarded for their outstanding productions and publication. Join Sarah Miti with the details.
The media is considered as a fourth estate and a critical partner in development, as it plays a critical role in disseminating information to the masses. The Rural Electrification Authority, REA, a government establishment connecting rural communities to the electricity grid, has made a deliberate move to recognize media personnel who have partnered with it in highlighting the authority's activities. Last night was the 7th edition of the REA Awards, which was graced by Ministry of Energy Permanent Secretary for Administration, Francesca Ziambo, on behalf of the Minister of Energy, Peter Kapala, who highlighted the critical role that the media plays.
Media practitioners that take keen interest in rural electrification programs and dissemination of information thereof. In other words, low levels of publicity and limited information on the progress government is making to electrify rural areas would be counterproductive. It is important, therefore, that government's effort to attain this objective is put in the public domain through the publication of projects and programs that are being implemented through REA.
REA Board Vice Chairperson Bruce Jani shared the significance of the awards and what it takes to achieve.
The awards also honor excellency and for research-driven journalism in a country where rural areas are transitioning through different developmental phases. The stories are rewarded for the contribution to increase awareness and understanding the importance of electricity as a key ingredient to economic development of rural areas in Zambia.
24 journalists were awarded for excellence in television, radio, print and online productions and publications. Some of the winners spoken to were able to share the sentiments on scooping the awards.
First and foremost, I'd like to say that I'm grateful to REA for honoring me with these awards. I do not take that honor lightly. It means a lot to me as a journalist. Government through REA is taking development to rural areas by making sure that rural areas have access to power. So as journalists, we also need to play a role by ensuring that we highlight how that development is impacting the people.
Doing this award for the second time running, so it's so humbling to be recognized, especially that I'm coming from the remotest parts of the country, which is Milenge district.
Sarah Miti for ZANIS in Lusaka.
Now, Mugulu residents in Kabwe have bemoaned erratic water supply in the area. The residents have since called on a Lukanga water supply and sanitation company to ensure all water kiosks in the area are operationalized. We have more in this report.
Contaminated water and poor sanitation are linked to transmission of diseases such as cholera and dysentery. The absence of properly managed water and sanitation services expose individuals to preventable health risks. With an estimated population of 60,000 people, Mugulu compound is still grappling with inadequate supply of safe drinking water. The residents also bemoan the high cost of water connectivity. And speaking during the commemoration of the World Water Day, Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Shimwambwa called for stakeholder involvement in the provision of water.
The World Water Day is celebrated on the 22nd of March. This is a result of raising awareness and inspiring action to tackle the water and sanitation crisis. The world committed to Sustainable Development Goal SDG number 6 as part of the 2030 agenda. The promise that everyone should have safely managed water and sanitation by 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, let me be quick to mention that for this to be achieved, every stakeholder must come on board and ensure that they do their part.
Kelvin Tembo for ZANIS in Kabwe, Central Province.
Minister of Agriculture Mutolo Piri says there is need to develop and disseminate modern agriculture technologies. Mr. Piri said this will help to enhance agriculture productivity in the work of climate change. The minister said this when he officiated at the Open Field Day organized by the Zambia Agriculture Research Institute in Chilanga. Lakson Makodza filed in this report.
5 of activities characterized the Open Field Day organized by the Zambia Agriculture Research Institute, ZARI. The Open Field Day brought together experts in the agriculture sector, farmers and seed companies. The event, which was held at ZARI premises, was graced by Minister of Agriculture Mutolo Piri, who used the occasion to call on the farming community to embrace research and new technologies so as to enhance agriculture productivity.
The theme of this field day reminds us of the urgent need to develop and disseminate modern agriculture technologies that solve the sector's problem, increase yields and output, and contribute to economic growth and improve livelihoods for all our people. This government recognizes that the transformation of the agriculture sector can only be achieved by embracing research and development.
And ZARI informed the minister that the institute has developed 37 different improved crop varieties which have since been released on the market.
ZARI has in the last 5 years made the following notable achievements. In crop improvement and agronomy, the institute has developed about 37 crop varieties and has successfully released, and these varieties have been accessed for commercialization by various seed companies.
Meanwhile, Zambia Seed has implored farmers to refrain from shunning farmer field days as they provide a platform for learning best agricultural practices.
Field days are days that each and every farmer and farmers should be attending, because it is at such forums that we exchange knowledge with the experts. They tell us the new varieties that have come on the market. They tell us how best we can overcome challenges with our seeds.
The Open Field Day availed farmers an opportunity to learn and acquire knowledge on how to be productive in the wake of climate change. For ZANIS, I'm Lakson Makot.
Minister of Information and Media Chushi Kasanda says government will ensure that no child sits on the floor before the end of 2023. Mrs. Kasanda, who is also Chisamba Member of Parliament, said this when she handed over a 1x3 classroom block and desks at Lukoshi and Chikone Komene secondary schools in Chisamba district. Rachel Chininga has the details.
The introduction of the free education policy by government has led to an increase in the demand for school places by learners. In Chisamba district, government through the Constituency Development Fund has constructed a 1x3 classroom block at Lukoshi Secondary School in order to address the problem. Information and Media Minister Chushi Kasanda has handed over the infrastructure together with 60 desks. Ms. Kasanda has also handed over another 60 desks to Chikonkomene Secondary School.
Indeed, today we are commissioning and handing over a 1x3 classroom and 60 desks. This could not have been done without the cooperation between ourselves. Today it's possible because we have worked as a team, and that is what I've always appreciated about the people of Chisamba. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, on several times has made pronouncements that education is an equalizer. Meaning, despite where you come from, or despite what your background is, education makes everybody at par.
Ms. Kasanda, who is also Chisamba Constituency Member of Parliament, has also assured the people of Chisamba that government will work on the Lukoshi Konkomene Road by the end of this year.
Chabota kwamba ibatisi balingao bakasochia mani balingao abalobene baye mupi balingao iroti ino ya 2023 na tukalirwa kuiba mbaroti amkesewo mkakie ma office yeso.
Charity Katete, a pupil at Lukoshi Secondary School, had this word to government.
As Lukoshi Primary School, we are delighted that the government has expanded our school by building more classes and desks. We are aware that education is one of the most important tools to develop a nation. Your passion for work and efforts to develop our school, we highly appreciate the effort.
For the community of Chikonkomene, words alone were not enough, but they expressed their gratitude in song and dance.
Kwisro kambovana bakari kukala panshi ruiyo turwalinga kubakabo tunabashika kuno shindikana twakalinga ku chiteko tumadeski tunini ono watarikira kunjira nishungo wa kukala pa deski.
Chininga reporting for ZANIS in Chisamba.
Thank you, Rachel, for that report. Still on education news, Chinsali Municipal Council has embarked on a desk distribution exercise to schools in 17 wards of the district. The desks were procured through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, to improve the learning environment for the pupils. Details in this report.
Constituency Development Fund CDF was increased from 1.6 million to 25.7 and now to 28.3 million kwacha. These funds have continued to yield positive results in various wards. The education sector in Chinsali district has been a beneficiary of projects such as the construction of classroom blocks. In Malalo ward, learners used to access education in this shelter, and through CDF, this classroom block at Vitondo Day Primary School was constructed coupled with the distribution of these new desks. Chinsali Municipal Council Assistant Public Relations Manager Lolavie Simkoko says the distribution of desks is underway in 17 wards of Chinsali Central Constituency.
We're rolling out this activity of distribution of desks to all the
17 wards within Chinsali Central Constituency. So this is being done in a phased approach. So as we have delivered these desks to Vitondo Secondary School, the community will be witnessing the local authority delivering desks to other schools.
This development has elated head teachers at Vitondo and Munwakuvili primary schools.
The CDF impact in our education sector is very positive nowadays.
We have received 52 plus the 60 we had. I think now the problem of people sitting down, I think it has been solved.
The distribution of these desks at the CDF projects will enable learners access education in a decent manner. Henry Lumpa Jr., ZANIS in Chinsali, Muchinga Province.
Kapirimposhi Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo has handed over 82 school desks to Mukonchi Primary School, procured using the 2022 Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Mr. Kakubo, who is also Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, has since directed the Office of the District Education Board Secretary, DEBS, to supervise the desk manufacturing by local contractors to ensure efficiency in the delivery of the desk. Carlos Bunda now reports.
For some time now, schools have grappled with shortage of desks, forcing pupils to sit on the floor during classes. To ensure no pupil sits on the floor while learning, government has embarked on the provision of school desks through the expanded Constituency Development Fund. Mukonchi Primary School in Kapirimposhi District is the latest beneficiary of this program, where Area Member of Parliament Stanley Kakubo has handed over 82 desks.
The target is that by December 31st this year, all schools in Kapiri must have desks. And the councillors have been pushed in that direction to ensure that as they apply for this, so CDF, all councillors must be applying for desks. Yeah, because what we don't want is a situation now that we have free education in place. More children have come from the villages, from the communities, from towns to go to school. And then when they get to the school, they must find the school ready.
The school, with over 1,500 pupil enrollment, has a shortage of desks, especially following the introduction of free education.
For most of the desks are worn out and they cannot be replaced. Looking at the planks which the children are using now, they are very old. Therefore, we really appreciate.
The need is quite huge in Kapiri, but with determination, obviously, we shall be there by the end of the year. So we look forward to receiving that support from the council.
Learners have paid gratitude to government for the school desk provision program.
Most of us used to sit on the floor, but now, with your support, majority of the people will comfortably sit on the desk and be able to concentrate. We further our gratitude to the Republican President, His Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, and the New Dawn government for the implementation and free education to a Zambian child.
Carlos Bunda, ZANIS, Kapirimposhi.
We now take you to Northern Province, where government has challenged civic leaders to identify vulnerable groups in society and link them to the various empowerment initiatives under the Constituency Development Fund, CDF. Provincial Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu says leaders should also use their influence to advocate for the inclusion of gender-based violence survivors in empowerment programs. Details in this report.
Cases of murder, rape, and physical assaults are becoming rampant in communities. This is why the Natwampane project in Northern Province has engaged civic leaders in 6 districts of Northern Province to orient them on the need to stamp out such cases of sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV, in communities.
Increase the skills of the civic leaders for them to be able to prevent SGBV in their wards, and also to ensure that they become agents of change, as these people are very influential in the communities where they're coming from.
The orientation workshop was officially opened by Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu.
We need to use our influence and decision-making power to positively advocate for prevention of SGBV in our wards and communities. You must link the vulnerable groups, especially women and girls, to the CDF funding in the district. You are the driver of development in your ward.
Meanwhile, Natwampane project team leader for Northern has bemoaned the killing of a woman in Luwingu in what she says is suspected case of SGBV.
That lady who has been killed by the husband wouldn't have died if the councillors and the people at the ground, the civic leaders, the religious leaders and community members had paid attention to what was happening in that household.
Chilubi Town Council Chairperson Rosemary Chimbini spoke on behalf of other participants.
This retraining workshop will help us a lot in the sense that as councillors or civic leaders, we are more close to the people in the community. We are going to help the community to stop gender-based violence.
Reporting for ZANIS, I'm Taonga Nkoma.
Still in Northern Province, the National Museum Board member Thomas Mbita says there is need to improve the state of Motomoto Museum in Bala District to increase inflow of both local and foreign tourists. Mr. Mbita said the museum needs to be improved to acceptable levels to attract more people to the center. Mr. Mbita, who is also the chairperson for the Museum Development and Operations, said this in an interview with ZANIS shortly after visiting the museum. He noted that Motomoto Museum has a good collection of artifacts from Bala and the surrounding areas, which can help attract more people. Meanwhile, National Museum Acting Director General George Mudenda has called on government to consider improving the road leading to the museum. You are watching ZANIS News from Mass Media Complex. Government says it plans to incorporate compulsory financial education in teacher training programs. This is in order to have financial and economic education fully covered in the school curriculum. Details in this report.
Investing and saving are keywords that will not miss whenever finances are being discussed. And in a deliberate effort to nurture the younger generation into embracing these concepts, pupils across Chipata district were engaged as part of this year's commemoration of Financial Literacy Week. To further push this agenda, government plans to incorporate compulsory financial education in teacher training.
To incorporate financial education in teacher training, to improve with financial knowledge and skills that will enhance their capacity and enable them to be informed of all the relevant developments and to have financial education and economic issues fully covered in the curriculum. The steps we are talking here entail matters of financial education should not only be taught among those who pursue business studies and career, but it should spill on to every student who goes into a teacher training program, so that as a teacher comes out of a training program, he will not only be a teacher professional of teaching his or the area of specialization, but will also be fit to handle finances at personal level and be a cause of influence among the pupils to be financially literate. In this way, we are going to have a kind of society that is not consumer-oriented, but aware of the need to promote development through saving, investment, and protection of their life.
Meanwhile, the Securities and Exchange Commission shared that progress is being made in attaining targets in financial inclusion.
The financial sector is seeing a steady increase in financial inclusion levels, which according to the last fiscal study of 2020 was at 61.3%, with a target of 80% by 2022. This study for the 2022 is yet to be undertaken. However, we are quite confident that it may have been reached, as we have seen certain projections that speak to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are grateful to the financial service providers who have come on board to embrace the financial inclusion agenda.
Learners and education authorities have appreciated these strides. Abigail Kashweka, ZANIS in Chipata.
Finally, in the news tonight, Minister of Science and Technology Felix Mutati says government is resolved to transform the country into a digital nation, especially in financial inclusion, in order to grow the economy. Mr. Mutati observes that the era of doing business has changed drastically from traditional into digital ways, disclosing that the country last year witnessed over 300 billion kwacha transacted through mobile platforms, representing 100%. The minister was speaking during the 22nd graduation ceremony of the Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services in Lusaka today. And Zambia Institute of Banking and Financial Services President Moses Shuko said banking financial professionals must be adequately equipped with the required knowledge and skills to continue being relevant in the sector. Meanwhile, a graduating student, Meya Mutonga, pledged to apply the acquired knowledge by adding value to the country's prosperity.
An unprecedented technological revolution which is affecting all spheres of our life. Technology has become a bug. It is important that in whatever we do, we remain agile, we remain friendly to technology. And even for the financial institution, your agility in terms of absorbing technology will translate into you being a lot more customer focused, delivering on operational efficiency, cost effectiveness, and having that customer who is going to say, thank you for you, the financial institution.
Traditional banking alone is no longer viable in the current digital environment. Therefore, professionals need to also stay up to date with current trends in the sector. Further, customers are becoming more knowledgeable and sophisticated. Hence, some banks and financial institutions are responding with very innovative products such as bank assurance, digital financial services and products, microfinance products, mobile money payment solutions, and many others. In our current environment, digital banking no longer seems to be just an option, but a necessary competitive tool for all financial institutions. And therefore, banking and financial services professionals must adequately be equipped with the required knowledge and skills to continue being relevant in the sector.
It is an honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the culmination of our banking studies. Our hard work, determination has paid off. As graduates of this program, we have gained valuable knowledge and skills that will serve us well as we embark on our banking careers. We have learned about the intricacies of the financial industry and the importance of risk management and the need for sound ethical principles in banking practices.
As we end the news, a reminder of the top stories. Tazara retirees praise government. Kawe's Mugulu Residents bemoan erratic water supply. 2 Chisamba schools receive desks. Plus Motomoto Museum in need of a facelift. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Juliet Mutale, and on behalf of the entire ZANIS production team, it's bye-bye.